Welcome to my channel. This is Ava's Temple of Tarot, Astrology, and Yoga, and my name is Ava. Before I begin your forecast, I have an announcement. I was fortunate enough to be interviewed about my where I began my spiritual journey, how it started, and where it's led me in my worldview, where my knowledge of my reality has evolved too. So he asked very beautiful and pertinent questions. He's a gentleman from Portugal who's funding a non-profit, and I have it right here. It's called Sinergias Holísticas, and this is in Portugal. The aim of the non-profit is the holistic development of the human being. Nuno is his name, and he's the founder. And he said that the main focus of this non-profit enterprise is on any form of art, music, dance, poetry, theater, and organizations that help to connect you to yourself, and the various therapies that are available to achieve that. So Nuno and I conducted together a 40-minute interview. Again, in this interview, I just explain where I started on my spiritual journey and where it has taken me. So I have a link below to that video. So if you would like to watch it, I would appreciate your feedback and impression of it. And maybe even we could share how you began your own spiritual journey. So look for that. I provide a link below. And now let's begin your forecast. So welcome, Scorpio, to your forecast. This is an Astro tarot forecast and is relevant to you if your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign is Scorpio. I always tell you that my Scorpio, that is my rising sign, is Scorpio. I identify very strongly with the sign and have embodied its hopefully finer attributes. The scorpion, the symbol of the scorpion, and was a part of the evolution of the meaning of the sign, and it has evolved to be symbolized by the eagle. The eagle is able, from a very high position, to view all of the activities below him, and so it's the ability to separate yourself from the experience of life and see it from a higher mind, a higher point of view, with acute vision, like an eagle. So let's move right in to what's going on then this month. This will be followed by a tarot forecast afterwards that I try to connect. This month, Venus and Mars both, and they represent the yin-yang, the dark light energy of any life experience. In the first half of the month, Mars is in Aries, your 6th house. The 6th house is about work and health. So, and Mars symbolizes raw energy. So it's putting focused energy into your work, however you earn your living, and your health, and to re-energize your interest in your health and well-being, however that might be expressed by your beliefs and your circumstances. At the same time, Venus is in Gemini, and Gemini is your 8th house. This is a very passionate house. It, in fact, is ruled by Scorpio. You should feel rather at home there. The words that symbolize it are death, taxes, and sex. So those are things that we that are obligatory in some way, as a part of what it is to be human and what it is to be a part of the social system. And Venus represents love, cooperation, harmony. So it's a harmonic energy having to do with very deep matters in life, like inheritance, like literal death sometimes of someone around you, or the death of something, the ending of one very definite phase of your life and the beginning of another. It also represents shared finances and partnerships. But again, Venus is in this house, bringing Cupid arrows of love, so that it allows you to be diplomatic, graceful, charming, within the context of things that are serious, in serious matters. You resolve things diplomatically. Again, Mars is in your 6th of work and health. So underneath that, you're taking care of yourself. And you might be even bringing some of this Venetian beauty and harmony into your workspace, or getting to being friendly to coworkers, and being very conscious of the aesthetic in your workplace. The second half of the month is different, because from the 6th, Mars then moves into your 7th of relationships. And Mars represents an energy that's raw. I don't like to categorize these symbols in any strict box, because their meaning was also a part of the evolution of understanding of human psychology, really. So I believe that with Mars in the 7th, it could be impassioning your relationships, bringing passion into your relationships. And that could be through many avenues. Venus, while Mars is in your 7th, Venus moves from the 8th to the 9th of higher learning, spiritual curiosity, academic ambition, and cultural interest, expressed either through travel or through study or exposure to cultures in other ways. So simultaneously, this is beautiful because Venus in the ninth brings all this aesthetic, artistic, personal growth period to be also something you can bring into your relationships, affecting them positively. Maybe sharing a vacation with your significant other. I just had, or insignificant other. Some comedian was saying that, and I just remembered it. It's so funny. Your other half, or quarter, to be able to elevate your relationships through your own exposure to new ways of thinking and believing and feeling and exploring your world, expanding your intellectual, spiritual, and physical horizons, and maybe involving your significant relationships in this new adventure, or just your relationships become a way for you to expand your knowledge base, or your relationships give you inroads into self-knowledge or self-understanding that you wouldn't have otherwise. So it's a very exciting month as you gain wealth and notoriety in your work, with Mars there during the first half of the month, and with Venus in the 8th of Scorpio. You're able to bring your charm and your graceful handling of complex situations to a successful conclusion. So with that as our backdrop, let's move on to the tarot forecast, which specifies this more broad astrological forecast. So thank you very much. There's links below if you would like a private and personal reading with me. Thank you. And I'll see you next month, Scorpio. Namaste. Welcome, Scorpio, to the Temple of Tarot, Astrology, and Yoga. This is your tarot forecast for May 2026, and again is relevant to you if your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign is Scorpio. So I have the cards ready. They're pre-shuffled, but we'll shuffle just a little more. This is a 4-card spread, and the first card will represent the overall mood or energy of the month. The second card represents your challenge. The third is the unexpected, the surprise. That's my favorite position, by the way. I always look forward to see what is unexpected. And then we summarize it at the end with the outcome. Or sometimes it's just an overview of the reading itself. But then I try, as we go along, as I describe the cards, which I place here in this frame, as I describe the cards, I try to correlate that description to the previous astrological forecast. So let's begin. The first card represents the overall mood or energy of the month, Scorpio. We have a fire card. You're a water sign, but this is a very good fire card. It is the Six of Wands and represents a victory parade, which is headed by someone who represents you. This card, of course, comes right after the Five of Wands, which represents strife. So the Six of Wands is victory after strife. Consequently, the month may be experienced as you being publicly validated, recognized. There's breakthroughs in your popularity. You take the spotlight in some way. And this happens even with the complex astrological transits that are occurring in May. So what this is saying is that this significant validation of your work, of your journey, your personal persona, who you are, who you represent yourself publicly, will be acknowledged. You're going to get a boost in your status, in your social status. You'll be recognized for your hard work. This is about receiving praise. Praise from your audience, whomever that might be. And you have a definite increase of self-confidence as your achievements, again, are validated by the public, made visible, acknowledged, accepted. You see, Venus in the 8th and 9th bring pleasure to your labor, to your work. And you might be indulging in some luxuries as you garner more financial success. You successfully are going to expand your horizons. Again, the 9th, Venus in the 9th. Or there could be a successful settlement of shared debt, or a resolution of tax or governmental issues. Positively, Venus is there in the 8th. And here you're recognized publicly for your worth. You can expect recognition from influential people, especially, I'd say especially around the new moon, May 18th, Scorpio, with fire and with praise and with public recognition. So let's move on to the position of what might be challenging you. And we have a swords challenge. The 8 of Swords. You can see this woman is very challenged. The 8 of Swords. We see a woman bound, blindfolded, stuck in the mud, with swords sort of creating a cage around her. But that cage does not envelop her. It suggests that, because it's a swords card about the mind, which is all about illusion and self-deception. This is in the position of the challenge. So it seems that your primary challenge or obstacle is mental paralysis. But you don't find any way you can get out of your predicament. This is a sort of self-imposed mental prison. While the astrological transits are pushing you towards expansion, positive action, this warns you that in some way you may feel trapped by your own limiting beliefs, your perhaps refusal to see what kind of real solutions there are right there in front of you. After all, you can break those bonds and remove that mask. No one has put you there but you yourself. So this is about feeling stuck. And however you, in your world, feel stuck. And what it is saying, because this is giving you counsel, what it's saying is that you have to recognize that this is, in fact, self-made restrictions, which could come from just overthinking something, where you then listen to that internal voice, that irrational internal voice, that tells you that it's safer to stay hidden than to take action, to stay small, to be innocuous is safer. So don't get lost in any negative what ifs. Instead, I recommend stepping into the spotlight and not being afraid to assert yourself. You've got to break through any mental bonds that claim your mind. You see, you have to take that blindfold off to be able to lead that parade of victory promised by the Six of Wands. So that is the challenge for the month, Scorpio. Well, yes, of course, the mind is always the challenge. Moving on to the position of the unexpected. We have a beautiful Pentacles Earth card, and you, of course, resonate with Earth, being water, a symbol of feeling, emotion. That is how you navigate through life, is through your intuition, through your feelings. And Earth provides you the guidance, as the Earth guides a river to the ocean. In the position of the unexpected, we have a card that represents wealth and family cooperation through the generations to create that wealth. this is the Ten of Pentacles. The card is called Wealth and does specifically address family wealth, inheritance. And we have Venus in the 8th house of inheritance, death, legal ramifications of inheritance, taxes and such. This suggests also a sudden established realization that you're secure. Some of you do receive a windfall, but this windfall also helps to stabilize a long-term path you've chosen to walk. So this is unexpected stability, the opposite of what is thought to be surprise or unexpected, which is sort of unpredictable. So unpredictable predictability is what this is. Again, a sudden legacy or support from family or support from your extended family. They may not be genetic. They may be just social. So you get perhaps also influential support in the context of your career, because we have Mars in the 6th and Venus at the same time in the 8th. So a sudden offer from a large traditional organization or a permanent contract evolves suddenly or unexpectedly from something that you thought was more impermanent, not long-term. So that might be something that surprises you. This could be some unexpected anchoring of some big idea that you have, or suddenly you manifest a long-term ability to leave your footprint in your family's history or in the history of the world. Sort of like Grauman's Chinese theater, you know, where you put your hands and feet into the cement to memorialize your individuality. So you do that in some concrete way. Maybe it's just a surprise support through money, wealth, gain, your partnerships, your relationships could also be put on a rock solid base, regardless of the friction that Mars is threatening in the sector of your relationships near the second half of the month. So you're protected apparently, and it's that, or your family comes to your rescue. So that is the unexpected wealth, unexpected family help, cooperation from those who are not your genetic family, but are your spiritual family. And how does it end, Scorpio? It ends beautifully with this youthful yet grounded energy of the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. Pages are messengers. And so at the end of the month, you receive messages, information about a practical new beginning, a seed opportunity that requires you to take care of that seed, to nurture it, to plant it, to attend to it. So this could augur a new practical project, or the ability to grow your skills, Venus in the ninth. So this represents shifting from abstract ideas to a brick and mortar, concrete, step-by-step materialization of your dreams. This page is a student of the natural world, of the material world. He may be like a business student. He may be interested in commerce, but it's a young energy. He's studious. And so I think you get professional recognition. You see Venus in the ninth and Mars in the sixth. This is a recognition for your labor, for things practical, for your career. Perhaps there's also, because the Six of Wands, that victory parade started it all out, you get a lucky break in your career. Everything settles by the end of the month into a stable, new, material reality. You're learning to handle your relationships, your partnerships, your finances, your intimate life. Maybe you're committing to a new course of study, a new belief system that intrigues you, brings you in through your curiosity. So it could be that, or it could be as mundane as a new job offer, one that is demanding because you have to grow steadily in that job, but one that promises great rewards, especially with the 10 of Pentacles in the position of the unexpected. So that is your forecast for May 2026. Thank you very much for coming to the forecast, and let me know what you think about the interview. I thought the gentleman, Nuno, I guess his name, I hope I get it right, was very honest, sincere in his questions. And so I thought it was a very fruitful and even poignant interview. So I'd appreciate your feedback if you have time to look at it. It's 40 minutes long. With that said, I'll see you next month. All my love. Links below if you'd like a private and personal reading from me. Namaste.